Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome to Skyrim. Skyrim on the new PC. Ooh, looking as good as it can do, all ultra settings, 60 FPS, all of that good stuff indeed. As well as our first sponsored video. This video is sponsored. I was paid money by a third party in order to make this video. Now obviously I hope you appreciate I don't really want to kind of discuss the exact details of how much it was, but I will say it has already been spent and I am recording this inside a little fort made out of coasters. And as for the sponsor themselves, well, that is the BBC. The BBC themselves have decided that they wanted to sponsor this video. I am very, oh, hang on. So yes, the BBC itself, the British Board for Consumption, Britain's official dietary advisory service, has asked to sponsor a video. And that is because April is leek month. That's right, we should all be eating more leeks in our diet. That is absolutely something that I have been thinking about and think it's very important that we share for a long time. And it is pure coincidence that they have just started paying me to say that. I was thinking it already, definitely, absolutely, yes I was. So that's what we're doing here today, ladies and gentlemen. Skyrim Leak Awareness Month sponsored video. That's right, Many a True Nerd is cellarying out. Sorry, just 1 second, I actually have to take this. Hello, yes, it's lovely to hear from you again. Yeah, that was all fine. I spent it all, actually. I built a fort out of coasters. Yeah, I was just recording it now. Oh. Well, yeah, yes, I know celery and leeks are technically different. Well, it was a generic vegetable pun. Well, I can change it. I just didn't realise it could only be leek puns. I thought I was allowed other vegetable puns. I understand it's Leak Awareness Month. Don't worry. No, I like my kneecaps. I do, and I will record a new one for you right now, and we'll just edit out the original. Okay? Yes, I like my fingers too. Thank you. All right, bye. I'll do it now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Many a True Nerd's integrity sprung a leak. And as for why Skyrim itself, well, because leaks are one of the most important items in all of the game of Skyrim. I've always believed that, and I've always kind of wanted to make a video about that topic. I just never quite got round to it before. But as it's Leak Awareness Month, and by pure coincidence I happen to be being paid for it right now, this seems like the perfect opportunity to discuss just how important leaks are to your diet in Skyrim, and to your diet in real life too. So your first question probably is, John, where do you find leeks in Skyrim? Well, I'm glad you asked. Leeks, despite being such an incredibly powerful item, and thus you'd think would be reserved until the late game, instead, as early as right here underneath the walls of Whiterun, you can actually go and get leeks. Just head here to Battleborn Farm, and what have we got right here? Oh my goodness, leeks. And you know what? The farmers around here, they understand the importance of leeks because they've planted plenty of leeks and they just let you take them. No charge whatsoever because, of course, leeks are just part of the common good. We have got plenty of leeks. Thank you very much, Battleborn Farm. You're doing the right thing for Leak Awareness Month.
Greymane or Battleborn?
Well, the Battleborns have dedicated themselves to producing leeks at their farm, and they're an excellent source of fibre, so definitely Battleborn.
Then I say, well met, friend. I could tell you were a sharp one the moment I laid eyes on you.
Now there's a man who understands the importance of getting enough fibre in your diet. Up in the marketplace, Arcadia's Cauldron is obviously an excellent place to get yourself some magical ingredients for crafting, though in our world, the only real magical ingredient is the leek. But in order to bring the leek to its full potential, we're going to need some more ingredients, some different vegetables as well. Carlotta here has some, and fortunately, she'll be very happy for us to help ourselves, just as long as we beat up some bard she doesn't particularly fancy. I'm sorry, Michael, I've got nothing against you, I just really need some tomatoes right now. I'm really sorry about all of this. Here's a fun leek fact. Did you know the Emperor Nero was infamous for eating a huge amount of leeks because he thought they would improve his singing voice? With that done, Carlotta will give you 250 gold, but more importantly, she'll let you help herself to her tomatoes and more precious leeks, as well as some lettuce and some potatoes. And those particular ingredients are all very, very important, as we will be getting to momentarily. Now, the other thing I'm going to need is a little bit of venison. I've already found some of it sitting around in a few places, but I'm going to need some more. Now, I've checked around as far as I can see around the plain immediately around Whiterun, but I just cannot find any wild venison anywhere. I'm honestly not really sure what they look like. I don't think I've ever run into one before. So it's possible they're tied to higher levels, or possibly they're only found in a different region. So sadly, I'm just going to have to go and buy some from the bloke who sells the meat in Whiterun instead. So over on the cooking spit inside the Bannered Mare, and there are two very important ingredients that do genuinely use leeks. Now, the most important is the venison stew. Restores 15 points of stamina, but more importantly, regeneration. Because the most powerful items in Skyrim are the regeneration items. It's very, very useful indeed. So the venison stew requires venison. That's probably going to be your limiting factor, together with a salt pile, some potato, and some leek. So we can make a few of those. Nice. And the other is vegetable soup. This one is much easier to make because it only requires cabbage, potato, leek, and tomato. So stuff that basically can be found growing all over the shop. Tomatoes probably the rarest. The other three can be found everywhere, but tomatoes are very cheap and loads of people will be able to sell them to you. So we'll just make as much of that as we can. So I've skipped ahead, crafted a few more bits and pieces, and now we're going to jump ahead to the dragon to see how we do there. And I should mention, I am on expert mode, so not the hardest difficulty, but far from the easiest as well. Because here's the thing, you see. Use up your stamina and you'll see that it comes back very slowly. And to my mind, one of the, well, it's not necessarily a problem, it is clearly designed. But in Skyrim, your stamina comes back very, very slowly. It runs out very, very quickly. Running depletes it very, very fast. After you've used it up, there's like a brief period where it doesn't come back at all. It comes back pretty slowly. In the early game, of course. In the later game, you can fix that an awful lot with kind of various kind of bits of gear and just upgrades and just kind of character build and so forth. But in the early game, it's a real problem. And this is where the magic of leeks come in. Drink a tomato soup and you can see that even when I'm at 0, and thus the game isn't giving me any stamina back, a tiny bit is coming back anyway. 1 every second. That's what the vegetable soup does. But the magic of this is that it stacks. All food items can stack indefinitely, and vegetable soup is incredibly easy to make. All the ingredients are just sitting around, constantly regenerating in the farms around Whiterun itself. So let's drink a bit more vegetable soup. Now all of a sudden you can see that the actual regen now is much more impressive. In fact, it's so impressive that if I start sprinting, I'm now with about 10 vegetable soups drunk. I am now sprinting and I'm using up stamina, but my stamina is coming back at the same rate. Meaning with 10 vegetable soups, which is only really 10 potatoes, 10 leeks, 10 tomatoes, 10... something else I forget. With 10 of those, basically, and they're just growing absolutely bloody... 10 cabbages, that's the other thing. I can now, for 12 minutes of real time, run infinitely. Or, if I'm in battle, if I do a power attack, then pretty much I've got not quite infinite power attacks, but if I just stacked a few more vegetable soups on top, I would. And the same thing applies to the venison stew, which gets your health back at 1 per second. You can just keep drinking more and more of those, and then for 12 minutes in real time, get all of your beautiful health back as well. Meaning if you were to drink enough of it, you can effectively tank anything, because there's no upper limit to how much you're allowed to drink. It's just how much you're able to craft and then carry. So welcome to the dragon fight. I am level 6. We're on expert mode. I've not really put much effort into kind of upgrading my armor or anything. So let's see how we do now. Well, we can sprint right up to this dragon, obviously, and put a nice big power attack into it. Does a nice bit of damage. Another power attack. I'm doing power attacks constantly, and I've basically got infinite power attacks. And because you've got infinite power attacks, and power attacks are so powerful in this game, even on expert mode, we've just got the dragon down to, what, we've taken off a third or more of its health in a single go. Right, let's go, and again, once more, we've got infinite stamina, meaning infinite power attacks. So more power attacks. More power attacks. That's making a big impact on him. Third power attack. Fourth power attack. Two-handers going up. Fifth power attack. He's going to die. Done. Expert mode, we just took out, what was that, half, 2/3 of his health on a single landing, because we can just keep doing power attacks, because we can regenerate our stamina faster than it actually goes down, even from two-handed power attacks. Bloody. Also, you know, I'm also the Dragonborn and the warrior of destiny, and I'm going to save the universe. But it's mainly about the leeks, to be honest. Obviously, I'm aware that that dragon isn't exactly the most difficult thing in the world anyway, but the ability to do infinite running and infinite power attacks is pretty bloody special, I'd say, and I think it's something that most people don't really think about in Skyrim. How the most common ingredients in the world, just leeks and cabbages and potatoes and tomatoes, go together to create a vegetable soup that lets you sprint forever and do infinite power attacks, which increases how powerful you are by quite a massive degree. Never mind the venison stew, which, while harder to put together, obviously means that you can tank much more effectively. If you can just get 20 bits of venison together, then 20 health per second regenerating, as well as any other benefits that you might get off your gear or build. Crazy powerful. But it's not just humans that can benefit from the remarkable powers of leeks. Oh no, no at all. This here is a normal horse. As you can see, it just goes quite slowly along roads, paths, nothing particularly interesting. This is it in first gear. If we put it up into its top gear, this is as fast as it goes. This will probably take me on a nice, steady, reliable little journey. If I need to go up to High Hrothgar, what's this horse going to do? I don't know, probably take me round to a town where I can take the 1,000-step journey. But what if I were to feed this horse some leeks? Okay, I've given the horse some leeks. We're now just going to go straight up the side of a mountain, just because that'll be faster than going, you know, the normal stupid way, all the way around to whatever that bloody town's called, and then up 1,000 steps and past the frost troll and all that stupid stuff. No, we're just going to go up the direct way, because this horse has been fed leeks, and leeks mean you can defy gravity and climb anything. Some people would say this incline here is quite steep. Not for a horse that's had leeks, it's not. At this point, the horse is pretty much out-inclining the Mako of Mass Effect 1. It's pretty bloody impressive. And the weather's turning as we're getting higher. We're damn close. I can see High Hrothgar very close on my compass. Come on, horse. You can do it. I believe in you. I can see the visual effect of the path right there. We're so damn close now. And that's it. That's it. Yes! There we go! The horse has just climbed directly up the side of the mountain. There's High Hrothgar right in front of us. We skipped that bloody frost troll. Beautiful. Let's just trigger that as a fast travel location. You wanted me to come, Greybeards? I have come. I have driven this horse directly up the side of this here mountain. Utterly beautiful, nice and easy. I could probably take this horse straight up to see bloody Parthian Axe 2 right bloody now, who knows. But instead, we're just going to take the horse straight back down the mountain again. Hi-ho, Silver! Away! So that there demonstrates the awesome power of leeks when applied to a single individual, or indeed to a single horse. But what if we were to take this to its logical conclusion? What if we were to look at the case study of an entire country who have been treating the leek as a national vegetable and consuming it in significant quantities for centuries? Let us turn our attention to what is presumably the greatest country in the world, Wales. So welcome to Medieval 2 Total War Britannia campaign, one of the bits of DLC that was released for Medieval 2 Total War. Because let me tell you, it is really rather difficult to find a game where you're allowed to play as Wales outside of rugby and football, which does indeed make sense, because based on what we've already learnt about leeks, if you added Wales as a faction into something like Civilization, well, they'd be overpowered, wouldn't they? It would completely break game balance. So as a result, it makes perfect sense that normally you're not allowed to play as Wales. But here, in Medieval 2 Total War Britannia, they made the mistake of allowing the Welsh to take part. And, well, the game agrees with me, because if we just go into the campaign screen, so the Welsh short campaign, the campaign that's supposed to be like the quick, easy campaign just to kind of get to grips with the faction, you're supposed to eliminate England, hold the entirety of the English lands, and also just go over and take Dublin too, because screw it, you had some spare time at the end of Friday. This game knows how bloody powerful the Welsh are. So here we are in 1258 AD, and it's time for the Welsh to show their true power under the leadership of Llewellyn ap Gruffydd. Yeah, Llewellyn ap Gruffydd. That's his name. If you're Welsh, I know that's probably not actually his name. Generally, how to pronounce Welsh is you look at the letters in it, and then you pronounce it completely opposite to how you think it ought to be pronounced. It's like Arkansas or Coyote. So welcome to Wales, a proud, proud kingdom in Medieval 2 Total War. But a small kingdom next to a very, very mighty one. England is very, very large and we start off at war to them. But we have advantages. We have a great big war chest you can see down there at the bottom right. We've got 20,000... These pounds. Are these pounds? I don't know. It doesn't say. It's just numbers. I'm going to say they're pounds. They're good old Welsh pounds. First thing we've got to do is reunify Wales. The English hold Cardiff and I'm not going to let them have it. I've already sent my merchant to go and squat on their flipping coal to steal some money out of that. Though we will move the merchant over to the gold supplies over by Pembroke. Mighty, mighty Pembroke. Let us first gather the armies of the Welsh towards Cardiff and we shall move on them extremely soon indeed. Now it feels like the first thing we're going to need is probably build some roads, lad. That's probably sensible. Just build some roads. Ah, but very nicely, Montgomery here already flipping has the ability to produce catapults and starts off with some catapults. Excellent. Now we just need to gather together the mightiest and strongest of all the Welsh troops. And that involves the, oh bloody hell, they've all got Welsh names. Right, we need to get all the Scythewers, the Scythewers, get the Scythewers and the Tulu, both of them moving south towards Cardiff. Alright, the important thing is you take Cardiff because then we've got at least one town I'm absolutely certain I'm pronouncing correctly. Okay, King Llewellyn is already moving south. He has got some very good bonuses here. In particular, he is the hero of Wales, meaning he gets +3 morale for all troops and +3 command when fighting the English, which is bloody good. This is a damn good leader. And he's young, so he'll be around for ages. Even better, he's got an apothecary with him, which means +4 to general's hit points, which is beautiful. This is very, very good indeed. Do I want to bring some Welsh skirmishers along? Sure, why not? Let's bring along some Welsh skirmishers too. Beautiful. The English forces are mobilising in response. They know something's up, but I think we can handle them yet. If anything, this is good. I'd rather fight them in the open field than in the city. Oh, but no! The forces of Chester have been diverted to deal with some bloody rebels. The English, of course, are not a unified faction. Or rather, they are a single faction, but they've got a lot of trouble with rebels to take care of. Lots of robber barons and all of that, meaning they will have a lot of internal strife to take care of. In fact, if anything, Chester is now extremely vulnerable, but we're not interested in Chester. Oh no. I have my eyes on a much greater prize. Now, first things first, this Welsh merchant, he should go over to that gold over there, which means he's now making a ridiculous amount of money, another 182, I don't care if it says florins, I'm saying it's pounds, 182 pounds per turn. Yes, commence the attack immediately.
By your will, sire, we shall engage.
That's not really much of a Welsh accent, but okay, fine, you tried. King Llewellyn moves in, lays siege to Cardiff. Oh yes, and that's just a town, so its forces should not be that high quality. That's some long-range but not desperately strong archers, to be honest. A whole bunch of spear militia and some mailed knights. Nothing too dangerous. In fact, I think we should reinforce with just a little bit more of our own. So take the forces out of their fort and migrate them over into the main force. Now that is looking much more mighty. Meanwhile, Pembroke now has roads, so I think we should be upgrading Pembroke. Actually, no, hang on. What we need is more leaks. Commence the land clearances. Land clearance, clear all the land for everything but leaks, okay? Ah, yes, the mighty, mighty Welsh army. This is beautiful. Cardiff is barely defended. It will fall very, very quickly, in fact. There we are. Everyone laid out as I like them. We beat them in every way. We've got more archers, we've got more heavy cavalry, we've got more infantry. The only advantage they've got is their walls, and they won't have those for long. You know what? This actually works. Because they're now stuck on the wall, what they're going to do is they're going to continue firing into my spearmen, doing very light taps of damage, and the walls are going to collapse very, very soon. And when the walls collapse, the archers are basically going to take some massive knocks. If they stick around on these walls are going to start collapsing. Oh, yes! Those walls have started collapsing. Beautiful. You see, I have sacrificed maybe 20 men, and I have killed a very large part of what is a much more dangerous force right here. Beautiful. Even more. This is exactly what... This was a fine trade to make. Just one more light tap. The walls are down and more archers die. They've barely done a scratch to my army and I've got a way through. Now, I just need a second little way in and we will be good. The archers are... I'm surprised they're holding on, to be honest. I'm genuinely surprised. I would have thought they'd have given up long ago. Now just to move my entire battle line just a little bit to the left here. And we'll just make a new hole in another wall. Because I don't want to be fighting in one location. I'd rather be fighting where I choose to fight. Oh, and a good little thing at the end there. Knocked a few horses down. Beautiful. Enough to actually scare him off this entrance. In fact, if we scared him off the... Oh, beautiful. We've scared him off the walls entirely. The English, cowards that they are, run before the Welsh. For the English, though they have taken over this Cardiff land, and indeed I believe they took Cardiff in the first place purely because they wanted to discover the secret of the leeks, they could not. They have not been eating for centuries upon the leeks, like the Welsh have. Ever since Phoenician traders in about the 6th century introduced leeks into Wales, it is believed. Oh, fantastic. This is beautiful. Right, commence Operation Take Cardiff and kick the English out of it. Let's just send our guys straight in for the kill. Go for the longbowmen. Meanwhile, our heavy cavalry, start moving you guys round the outside. We'll start basically just flank these guys. It'll all be fine. Are they backing? Yeah, they're backing off entirely. Okay. That is actually not good. I was kind of expecting them to not back off quite that quickly. Right, back off to here. I was hoping to catch them in a trap right here on this corner. But instead, oh, they're going to force me. They're going to force me into a very annoying position, actually. Fine. Infantry go in, and once attacked, then the longbowmen will be pinned in place. Oh, here come the Welsh. Here come the Welsh, and once their longbowmen are dead, they are in a lot of trouble. Beautiful. Now, what's going on here? Ah, we've got some broken archers, and their guys are gathering around the town. I hate it when they just stick around the town centre. It doesn't work for me. Right, some of their guys are fleeing, but they've got more here. Ooh, hello. You know what? It's a risk, but I would say let's just charge our horses straight past them and into the rear. This is... very dangerous. But I'm going to try it anyway. We're just going to bring up my horsemen to this position over here. Here he comes, straight by. Just wave hello, but don't get involved. Wave hello, but don't get involved. Wave hello. You do not seem to be going in as much... No! No, 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 no. Round here. Oh, bloody hell. This way. This way. You're going this way. You are the worst knights. No, don't go directly through his spear, militia. It's going to go wrong if you do that. There you go. Get these guys quickly. There you go. Kill all of them. Now, at this point, I'd say we just go right on in. As for my own general's bodyguard, they can take out the mailed knights nice and easily. My general will easily be able to survive anything that gets thrown at him because he has his +4 hit points from the apothecary. In goes the mighty Welsh dragon directly into the side of these here knights. Is he going to get a charge off? Probably not. There's not really a good angle for it. No, in fact, he's going to kind of back off and change his mind before he even decides to engage. Yeah, there's a bit of a charge. A really, really crappy charge. But it did the job. Beautiful. Okay, the enemy general's dead. This is all a good thing. At this point, we just need to gently lay out our troops as far as possible. Lay our troops into it. No. No. Oh, is there still some that... Oh, yeah. Finish them off. Just finish these guys off. And then we can just start arranging some charges into the spearmen. And everything will be fine. I feel like my general is now nicely lined up for a beautiful charge. Just want to check where my general is himself. I don't want him at the front. Where is he? Oh, he's right at the bloody front. How's he looking? Is he looking like he's a bit battered and bloody? A little bit, but I'm sure he's fine. Just go in for one charge and then we'll pull straight back out again. Guys, go for a charge. All right, you've got a nice straight line. Go on, go on. Use your lancers. Big charge. Cavalry charge. Cavalry charge. That was a... Yes, I think that was a tiny bit of a cavalry charge, just not a very good one.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Our leader lies slain on the battlefield.
Now, unfortunately, I've just lost the King of the Welsh, which is unfortunate, but never mind. On the plus side, that means at the end of this battle, this unit's just going to disappear, so I might as well just keep flinging it into the fight over and over and over again. I'd say that went very well, aside from the fact that the glorious leader of the Welsh unified them and allowed them to take on the English died. Other than that, it was great. But on the plus side, we have taken Cardiff. Precious, precious Cardiff. Cardiff is Welsh, so therefore we will occupy and not sack Cardiff. Okay, Cardiff is Welsh, and we shall repair the walls we have damaged and give it roads and generally make it a better place than it once was. I'm glad to see the Horse Breeders Guild is an option. Obviously, Sheep Breeders Guild, not present. That used to be here. We shut those down and we don't talk about it anymore. Now, with reinforcements under Rodri coming and Cardiff now taken, the only question remains, will the enemy even bother to try and fight Wales anymore, or will this little force under a captain decide to pull back? Oh, a bigger force is coming to join up. Okay. But that smaller force is still there. Ah, we've got a candidate for adoption. Beautiful. Well, we need one. We did just lose our king. Oh, he's very good. And he's sexually liberated. +1 popularity. Huh. Alright, he seems decent, actually. Brave is a really good trait. Yeah, +1 morale. Now we've got some big armies coming. Ooh, including lots of cavalry. Except for the fact that I've got one very cunning trick up my sleeve here, which is I've got a big force up here in the north ready to come down and take out these English armies. These English armies are trying to defend the big city at Gloucester, which is currently almost completely undefended, but it is a major important castle. You can see there, river crossing guarded, fort would need to fight through, another river crossing, reinforcements could come in yet. However, I've brought my fleet here. I think I might just be able to sneak some forces right onto Gloucester right now before the rest of my army swings down and cleans up the rest of these English scum. Ah yes, my little plan has worked perfectly. My force of just some spearmen, some archers, some little skirmishers and my catapults has made it to Gloucester. And they shall commence the attack immediately. Gloucester shall be ours by delicious cunningness. Delicious cunning, as delicious as leeks are. A mighty settlement may stand before me, but they have no one to man their walls. They are going to be utterly screwed. Already the gates are at 72% damage, and with no one to man their walls, we can bring our catapults closer than we'd normally be able to, purely to make sure we get some reliable shots. Oh yes. Already broken through. Now this force isn't to be underestimated though. Feudal Knights are some of the toughest knights we've got going. Which is exactly why I brought along the I brought along Maid Marion and her merry men, the spearman version. Yes. These lads can both form into the Skiltrum, which is a very, very good defensive kind of like a little circular phalanx thing, which is very, very resistant to flipping, to the flipping horses. And they've got cavalry. So all we need to do is bring these lads over to here, okay? Just bring these lads just a little bit further forward. I want to have this fight off the main plaza, but that's fine. I've brought archers with me specifically to lure the horses off this plaza here. And bring the archers up behind the spearmen. Again, they're not going to fire just yet, but they will when the time is right. And this here is when the trap is sprung. The Welsh archers with the leeks in their hats, as even today the elite Welsh regiment in the United Kingdom forces still do, albeit only on some special occasions, not actually during active war as far as I'm aware. We begin firing. At this point, the knights can make a choice. They can either slowly be killed through arrow fire, or they can charge forward straight into prepared spearmen. Oh, these guys are very good archers. The Welsh are amazing archers. Good old Wales. Good old leeks. I thought Feudal Knights were really tough, but they're going down in no time at all. Well, if they decide they don't want to charge, I will just tear them apart with arrows. Taken without a single loss. And with Gloucester taken, that means that Bath falls without a fight. We have taken Gloucester. And indeed, Gloucester, this settlement has a drill square, knight stables, and a practice range. It's pretty much as upgraded as the castle itself can be. So, I'll give it a few turns for it to recharge, and this will be a very, very good place indeed. Also, get some rye fuel weirs going. I don't know exactly what they are, but they appear to have, oh yes, very high attack and effective against armour. Whatever they are, I want a few of them just in case these lads decide to come on in. Now that the trap has been sprung and Gloucester has already been taken, send in Rodney to capture the remainder of the British and wipe them out. And they're willing to actually face me in battle on this occasion. So, I have got a whole bunch of spearmen, a few archers, and a tiny bit of cavalry. They, meanwhile, have... What have they got going on here? Some armoured sergeants, reasonably tough spearmen there. Armoured swordsmen, that's the real power of that particular army. That is very, very tough indeed. But they have reinforcements coming in, which is basically made up of a lot of heavy cavalry. Potentially maybe a little bit too much heavy cavalry if that's experienced one and with armour feudal knights. Any of you guys ready to join this fight? Yes, a few of you guys are probably ready to join this fight too. I could do it a little bit more strength if you'd be so kind. Alright, with reinforcements in play, I suspect they might not be willing to fight anymore. No, they're still willing to fight. Good, we can wipe out the filthy English here once and for all. And when I say once and for all, I mean we're going to take out the local regional forces around Gloucestershire. There's quite a bit more England yet. But don't worry, I have a master plan to win this war in one stroke. Okay, the battle begins and we turn out to be not quite facing each other. Question is, are they planning to face me? They're on the defensive. They could just wait for their reinforcement, but they've decided against it. Fine, in that case, lads, get into position. We'll utterly tear them apart long before their reinforcements get to them. Their reinforcements are, what, way over here, only just entering the battlefield. Yeah, behind the cover of the trees. We will utterly destroy these guys. They've decided they're going to charge uphill against prepared archer positions. Wow, okay, this is a very bad idea from them. But in that case, everyone, stop. You're in a good enough position. Commence fire. They're going to be... This is not going to work well for you. This is going to work so badly for you, you have no idea. Prepare a single unit of cavalry to just charge down the hill at these archers, who are about to be utterly destroyed. Now, there's another bunch of longbowmen right here. They've decided they're going to... Yeah, they have decided to attack. Send some cavalry at them, just to spook them a little bit. I don't actually necessarily want to get the killing blow like this, but to their advantage is actually raining right now, which I think works against archers a little bit. But they don't know what to do anymore. They're really not sure. Right, get some cavalry around the back of them, just ready to charge into the rear. Get some nice open space here. They're just being, you are indeed under attack. You're going to be under attack a lot, by the way. And if I can... Ideally, what I can do is I might be able to spook these guys into fleeing away from the rest of the army. But these knights are the only thing that's likely to come under attack for the minute. You are already shaken. Yeah, I think we should just knock you out of the fight right now. And then just send the knights in. And a lot of... Yeah, I'm going to immediately break. Fine. Meanwhile... Sadly, their armoured swordsmen have been put into the worst position possible, which is they're just going to be torn apart by archers before they can do anything. Is this force even planning to show up, by the way? I'm not sure if this force is even planning to show up at some point. I think it must be. Is it round here somewhere? I think it's just under the... Yeah, they're coming. They're just under the cover of the trees, which is why they're not showing up on the map yet. But, to be honest, they're pretty screwed. So the horses have gone in and are dealing with that. You guys are, you know what, just stop. Stop firing, save your arrows. Now all we need to do now is pretty much the same thing again. Draw ourselves up on the top of the hill and just shoot down at them as they come along. Fire at will now goes back on as soon as anything comes close to us we open fire. But as a reminder, this is the force that doesn't have any indirect fire on it whatsoever. It's mainly cavalry that's the scary bit. That's the scary bit of it, but we have spearmen aplenty for that sort of thing. I'm going to space out my cavalry a little bit more because I'd like my cavalry to be ready to swing round nice and quick. If it's anything like last time, the feudal knights are indeed the feudal knights. In fact, because they've got the downhill advantage. I've never been quite sure in Medieval 2 and in Rome how downhill is calculated, but it seems to give you a good range and power increase, which is very, very welcome. The feudal knights are being utterly torn to shreds by the Welsh archers. You guys did not eat your leeks for breakfast. You came from a country where leeks are not eaten as commonly. And as a result, you are going to be utterly torn apart. They're not even charging yet. They're starting to move. But they're going to be very badly weakened before they even make it up the hill. Right, yeah. Send the cavalry forward. Send the cavalry forward. I think we're ready to end this with a single charge, to be honest. Okay, yep. Send in the spearmen. Send in the spearmen. And we'll just flank with everything else. Send you guys in. The spearmen are going to take care of that. The spear militia already wavering. No, they're charging. Stay away from the ones that are actually charging. They are already done. beautiful. Though, guys who are archers, stop firing for the minute. Perfect. The English utterly destroyed, their city taken, and they will probably, the few horsemen that got away will now retreat to Gloucester, thinking, oh, we'll be safe in Gloucester, we'll be safe. No! Gloucester is Welsh now. By the way, I'm just going to send one bit of cavalry up ahead to go and take that fort. There we are. The fort is taken, just to make absolutely double sure that the British can't reoccupy that overnight, and that pretty much secures the river crossings for me as well. Now, what do the English plan to do in response? Oh, they're taking the fight to mid-sea, and sadly they have a vastly superior navy. I will say, to the credit of the English, they do typically historically have a good damn navy. But no, if we send our troops south, we can see the one place we actually want, the crowning jewel of our empire. Shaftesbury. We shall take Shaftesbury, and we shall make it ours, and that shall be the new Welsh capital. And for 1,000 years, people shall shudder at the thought of the Welsh of Shaftesbury. Well, I decided to send out a single spear militia to clean out a bloody group of peasants that were on the road, and apparently he got himself promoted. So welcome Vortipor of Aberfraw. That probably rhymes, but it's Welsh, so it probably doesn't. Now, if I play my cards right, I should be able to begin and hold the siege of Shaftesbury today, though I will need to wait till tomorrow for my catapults to arrive. Ah, yes, my new chappie Vortipor can prove his strength by taking Shaftesbury for me. Oh, no, wait, no. I know you can. Alright, you see, this is a trick. When the game says you can't get to an area, like here, where clearly there's a bit of red there, just stop your guy, grab a cavalry unit that can get that far, move him into the position, get him to begin the siege, and then merge the rest of the army into him, and then the army will have begun the siege after all. It's a bit of a trick, but I'd say it works. Now, who else can join up with your siege today? Let's get everyone currently in Gloucester to help out with that siege. The strike force from Gloucester shall begin. I think we can, yeah, because they are peasants and town militia, we should be able to hold against the crappy defences in Shaftesbury at the moment. Meanwhile, the Grand Welsh Imperial Army of Rhodey is only just slightly behind. This shall be a glorious smashing of Shaftesbury when it comes to it. Also, I know there's this town up here, but I've never been entirely 100% sure how to pronounce it. I've heard Shrewsbury. It looks to me like Shrewsbury. It's in England right now. It's still standing. It's just nobody cares. Oh my goodness, the English planning to sally out? No, they do not dare, and well, they should not. But before we take Shaftesbury, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment for the octopus of the day. Octopus, octopus, octopus for the day. Thank you again to the London Aquarium for being the secondary sponsor of this sponsored video. Thank you very much to those guys. Their new octopus, Otto the octopus, lovely octopus. I've met him, I shook his hand. That's a complicated procedure when you're an octopus. They insist on every possible permutation. It takes a while. I can thoroughly recommend going to the London Aquarium to go and meet Otto the octopus yourself. He's a fantastic octopus, probably the best octopus I have ever met. In fact, lovely, lovely octopus. Definitely worth going to see there. And for your octopus fact for the day, did you know that octopuses are in fact the only mollusk that exhibits play behaviour? They have been observed throwing things away into a current of water, the current then pushes it back to the octopus, and the octopus catches it again. They enjoy playing catch with themselves using currents. Remarkable intelligence creatures. That's been Octopus for the day. Thank you very, very much again to our friends at the London Aquarium who pay me money so that I call them my friends. Right, back to the Welsh drama at Shaftesbury. That was the octopus, that was the octopus, that was the octopus for the day. And welcome to Shaftesbury, the new capital of the Grand Welsh Empire. And before its crappy, crappy tiny walls lies a Welsh army so large that I'm actually pretty sure that we can't even actually house all of them here. It looks like there's not actually enough going on. I'm trying to remember, do they even have any longbowmen? Doesn't look... Oh, they've got something. They've got some peasants. I didn't even bother checking the army. So they've got some peasants, some town militia. Fire on this wall. See if we can take out this wall before they actually get off it. So we might be able to actually kill a few of them if we can actually just knock out a section of this wall before they even finish evacuating off it. Oh yes, I think they've sort of frozen in fear, which works really, really well. If they've just frozen here, Well, at least one of them get... Occasionally this happens, like, the units just seem to get stuck on a wall if it takes a bit of damage, but they can still walk over it. But I'd say in a moment, our catapults are going to fire, and it's going to do... Oh, yes! That has done a lot of good damage. Now they sort of... I think they're going to probably turn around. Possibly. Who knows? No, don't let them. Shoot over here. Shoot over here next. Beautiful. Now just trap them on the wall so they can't get down. There you go. You see, what happens is, if you trap a unit on the wall so it has nowhere to get down, it all automatically immediately dies. That's something not many people know about Medieval 2. It's quite funny, because there's fewer ways to get down. Units that are trapped with no way to get down do actually end up completely they just die automatically, which is kind of funny. So I've just done, like, how much of their army have I just killed? I've just killed 17% of their army, primarily just because they were standing on a bit of wall. They had no way of getting down off, so the game auto-killed them. Beautiful. Now, ideally, I would like the English to back off a little bit more, so I'm going to set my archers here and just basically just fling everything I've got into the crowd through the hole in the wall, and then until they back off a little bit more. And I think that will work quite nicely. So, yep, commence firing. Everyone can fire. You've got a nice view at those guys. Let's go and get the enemy view at this sort of thing. And we're gonna... we're even shooting them right in the back. Beautiful. So a couple of these guys should have an excellent view. They're just gonna start being shot. Beautiful. The horses are all going to go down. They can either stand there and take it, or they can back off. So I just want a little bit more space before my my infantry actually move in through the walls. But just that they're going to stand in there and take it for a moment. But peasants, they're going to go down. Oh, look at them fall. Am I the only person that enjoys this? Is my favourite thing in Medieval 2 Total War, by the way. That I just basically like having a massive archer advantage and then just watching the archers slowly tear everything apart when the enemy doesn't have archers. This is why I play England a lot in the base game, because I just like tearing things apart with archers. Up to 43% of their army, 44% of their army killed, 45% of their army killed. You're just watching their army die in real time with the percentage enemy killed. In a second, that'll be up to half the entire army dead, because they've decided they don't want to hold this position anymore. The enemy falls back onto their town square. Works for them for now, but now we send in our infantry just to make sure that the town itself is nice and secure. Don't need that much infantry, mind. Just the best 3. You guys move in and just make sure that this area is held nice and safe. Right, you guys, run in right now. My archers also move in. Now, at this point, if you're feeling really cheeky, you can just have your archers move up onto the walls, which I actually quite like doing. So I think I'm actually going to do that because it amuses me. The advantage of them being on the wall is it means they're much less likely to accidentally hit the spearmen in front of them. So it is actually a sensible thing to do. Right, with all of these guys in position, they may now fire when ready. And from the walls of the English themselves, they shall now fire on those mailed knights. And even if they decide to charge forward into my spearmen, they're very unlikely to actually do much. And with the height advantage giving what appears to me to be quite a good power advantage, oh, the Scythewears are tearing the British army apart. Sorry, the English army. We're technically both British armies here. Alright, guys. Maximum rubbing it in mode, please. That's right, those flaming arrows. Beautiful. We've got a lot of men to feed, so some nice toasty, crispy horse would be just the thing. This is for Llewellyn Duffelcourt, or whatever his name was, the guy I got killed, but I'm blaming you for it. And just one more person needs to die. And he's the luckiest bastard in the world. I think we might have actually come across a fireproof man here. Oh no, there he goes. And with that, Shaftesbury has been taken by Voltipore of Aberthraw without a single man lost. Beautiful. God bless you, Welsh. And with that, barely a few years after beginning this campaign, Wales has been reunified. Gloucester taken through a glorious trick. Shaftesbury, our new capital, has been taken. And Cornwall. Cornwall has been completely cut off from the remainder of the UK. So I believe that they, as fellow Celts, will come to terms with us very, very soon indeed. Winchester shudders before the might of the leek-bearing Welsh. This fort over here, oh, this is Oxford somewhere over here. Yeah, Oxford trembles before us. Shropshire. Mighty, mighty Shropshire can do nothing against us. A relief force is coming in right now, but I don't believe they'll be able to do much to us. In time, Chester, and beyond it, Lancaster, and beyond it, some fort somewhere, they will all fall to us. The home of the Lancastrians themselves cannot stand up to the mighty Welsh. Oh, but ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen what a grand army of the Leek can do. But there is one more question remaining, ladies and gentlemen. One more extremely important question. And that question is, could a single leek used as a weapon make you into the Pokemon League champion? Oh yes. Oh yes, you know what this is. It's Pokemon You Only Live Once Permadeath Far-Fetched Only Run. Oh yes, I have come. I have come here to Vermilion City. I have got myself my Farfetch'd in blue. Good old Dux the Farfetch'd, the only Pokemon that uses a leek as a weapon. There it is, right there. Oh, good old Dux. Good old Dux. Original trainer. Yep, great name there. Good old Dux. Ah, Dux. With the power of a leek, nothing can stop it. This is actually original Blue, by this isn't an emulator. Some of you will recognise this, by the way. This is an original copy of Blue, still working like 2 decades after I originally got it, near enough. Still working fine, absolutely as it should be, and this is being played via the transfer pack and Pokemon Stadium 2, because the N64 is still working 2 decades on as well, and so is the transfer pack. It's beautiful. This is actually a superior version to what was released just very, very recently on the Nintendo Store, and that is because this version has Dodrio mode in it, which is, if you want to, you can play the game at double and then triple speed to speed things up a bit, which is absolutely beautiful, though admittedly it does make the music sound a little bit weird. So yes, Pokemon Farfetch'd, You Only Live Once. We are going to get all 8 gym badges, and thanks to the fact we've got Dodrio mode, that won't even take that long, quite frankly, and we're going to get it with Farfetch'd alone. So we are in Vermilion City right now, so we will start off with Lieutenant Surge. Lovely. Oh, Farfetch'd, why did you have to die? Nobody answer that question. It's mostly rhetorical. The post-mortem was very clear. It was the 25,000 volts. The 25,000 volts on a flying type that was only level 6. But why couldn't you have survived at Farfetch'd? Why did you have to be so slow? Also, why did your attack stat have to be so poor? Also, why are your defenses so bad? And why is your move pool basically pathetic? Why generally you terrible? You had a leak. You should have had this Farfetch'd. You had a leak. The whales thing. The horse. It was science.